I'm going to show you this simple trick to sign clients with no case studies. Maybe you're starting in a new industry, or maybe you have no case studies to your name. I'm going to show you step by step on what I would do to start signing clients. So the paradigm shift that you need to do is always keep this in mind: is proof is overrated and clarity is always gonna get them towards the decision. So proof is not the decision driver, and let me explain why. Let me kill the myth right here. Most people think clients buy because of case studies, testimonials, screenshots, logos, or their fancy websites. No, it's wrong. So clients buy certainty, not stories. So they want to feel like you understand their problem. You've thought through the solution. The outcome feels inevitable. Nobody hires you because of your past. They hire you because of how confident you are about their future. And they should strike home. If your offer doesn't invoke this emotion, then you need to go back to the drawing board. Clients don't buy your history, they buy conviction. Of course, proof is always nice. I'm not saying that, testimonials hurt you in any way, but that's 20% of the job. 80% of it is the clarity. 80% of the whole part is they hire you again because of how confident they are about their future state that you can bring them, right? So the truth is, your offer needs to be clear, specific, and structured. Proof becomes optional. So again, the 80% is the certainty, 20% is the proof. 2, the foundational truths and mental models you need to digest that play into roles. Certainty over credential is always gonna stand. People buy when you sound more certain about the actual outcome rather than the failure itself. So this should be quite self-explanatory, but still needs to be said. The inverse proof principle just states, if you don't have results yet, show the logic behind the results. Make the outcome feel obvious. So what I mean by this is, obviously, if you don't have the results, make sure you show the logic behind it and how easy it is to get the results itself. Buyer inversion. Flip the risk. Make saying no feel riskier than saying yes. So this is where guarantees come into play. Offer rate rules. So the stronger and heavier your offer is, the less proof you actually need. Radical transparency means just we're early on this offer, which is why you're getting more attention, more effort, and better terms. So you've probably seen this hundreds of times where Andrew Tate said he started in a certain way, like, hey, if you're gonna work with me, we don't have many clients, but you're gonna be the only client we focus on. You're early to this. You can go with the big clients, you can go with the corporations, but they're not going to give a shit. You're just going to be a number in their spreadsheet. If you decide to work with me, I'm going to prioritize the task until it gets done, be not finished. Something like this, his famous speech about this, right? And it stands true. People care about your devotion as well. They want to feel this connection. Transparency doesn't kill trust, it just compounds it. All right, so client capturing frameworks, the case study less offer. So when proof is missing, the structure itself replaces it. So let me show you what I mean. The case study less offer model. So in order to show no proof offer, simplicity plus specificity times urgency, exclusivity, and risk reversal. So in other words, just make sure your offer is simple and easy to understand. So specify the outcome. Times that by urgency, exclusivity, so meaning there's limited spots of working with you, for example, and there's a guarantee. So this is, in theory, this is how you can close without social proof. This is also how I close with social proof. So basically, if you get social proof, just throw and slap it on this offer and it's going to work a lot better. So step-by-step framework. So hyper-specific outcome, one problem, one result, no extras. So example, book 5 calls per week for local gyms in 14 days. If the outcome is fuzzy, they're not going to believe you, trust is going to die. Simple service structure. Explain exactly what you do, no buzzword, no fluff. Just for example, we build a list, write messages, send them daily, and book calls for you on your calendar. Clarity is going to be a much better than sophistication, because if they're not going to understand your offer, it's not going to make sense for them to go with you. They need to be crystal clear about the outcome. So offer tilt, so unfair value, do what others don't, manual work, ugly niches, smaller clients. Example, we manually scrape and contact 1,000 leads for you. Unscalable work early creates leverage later, right? Make sure you do the work now so you can get clients and then you can worry about scale later. Risk reversal options, because I see many people just worry about, oh, I don't know if this is scalable. It doesn't need to be. Just get to a point where you have cash capital to invest and turn that current existing structure into something that is scalable. You don't need to worry about scale. You don't need to worry about problems that are not affecting your business right now. So risk reversal options are free trial, pay per result, milestone billing, $1 setup. So I've talked about this many times. If you want to see my full guide on risk reversals, just go and check out my other videos. Go filter the tire kickers, right? Like the $1 setup fee is going to filter 90% of the tire kickers. Your real currency is proof early on. One strong testimonial can unlock the next 5 deals if you compound this with the same structure that we're doing right now. And finally, urgency, limited spots and trials, so short expiry offers, explicit timelines, and also just make sure it's not fake so people can smell the bullshit. So if you want to say like, hey, I only got 2 more ebooks left to sell, they're gonna see through that. It's not true. You're fucking lying to them and you should be ashamed of yourself. Transparency, that's the final layer. Just don't pretend this is a new offer, we're doing X in exchange for Y, for feedback. Just be transparent, right? 4, the strategic self-work, the client hypothesis. Before outreach, always answer this. Build your client hypothesis. So my ideal client, what's their number 1 pain? What's their desired outcome? Why haven't they fixed it yet? What can I do to make it better than anyone else's? What makes this offer unfair? If you cannot fill these out clearly, you're not ready to sell. So please just make sure, just pause this video and maybe take a screenshot. Just take a pen and a simple paper and just write these down and go through each of them one by one. Don't go through the video if you cannot explain this clearly to anyone else yet. So make sure you take a pen and paper, write this down now, and then you can continue on. 5, proof replacement. So what works mainly, again, it's just the guarantees. Until you have case studies, use these. Trial testimonial pipeline, for example, free or low cost trials. Pre-results. So we're building our record. You'll get 10 times the effort. Pay-per result, charge per book call, and on the outcome, don't do any setup fees, etc. Video contact selling, Loom over pitch deck, explain why you built the offer for them, right? So do more work. Like most people do just the pitch deck. When they get a book call, you should be doing more. You should be doing a personalized Loom. Go where others don't. Again, local services, boring niches, platform specific offers. Finally, you have the mini case studies. Run micro tests on yourself, friends, and early users. You can leverage those. Results don't need to be massive. They just need to be real for them to see. All right, next is the pitfalls that can kill your trust. So just avoid these simple stuff and you'll be fine. Begging for clients. Never beg for a client. Never promise them everything. Just never seem desperate. No boundaries on free work. Make sure free work is classified in the details, like what you're doing for them. Don't let them overextend it. Paying ad spend out of pocket just doesn't make sense. Just again, an example. So rule, the trial is your time, not your wallet. So you don't want to pay out of pocket, right? It doesn't make sense to. Level up strategies and offer and positioning. Once you have momentum, then you can upgrade your offer. Done with you layer, execute your teachings online. For example, if you want to do that, clients love learning without risks. Automation as value inflation. So like dashboards, templates, workflow system, you can sell these. Recurring leverage assets, onboarding docs, scripts, sequences, dashboard, whatever else. Name the offer. A named system converts better than the generic service. For example, you could do a rebrand to the local gym called Gen Accelerator. It's going to sound much better than something like the lead gen trial, right? Like every time they're going to see this. And the reason this works, and you know, it's simple human psychology, is lead gen trial. It sounds like something you just, you know, thought of on the toilet. It's just something you just thought of like 5 minutes before the call. But the local gym call Gen Accelerator, I know, stupid name, but you can come up with better ones. This sounds like you have thought it through and sounds like there's, you know, more to it behind the scenes, right? And that's what you want. Like you want to create that mystery, that eeriness, that like there is more to this then I could probably guess theirs, right? That's the point. All right, next is just the implementation. I'll give you a 7-day execution plan. So day 1, pick an ugly niche with real pain if you don't already have. Day 2, write a paragraph, no proof offer. Day 3, record a Loom explaining the offer. Day 4 to 5, just send it to 10 prospects per day. If you can do more, then do more. I would advise you to do 100. Most of you are not going to spend the time, but you can easily do that. Day 7, active deals with $1 setup fee or milestone pricing. And in 1 week, you're going to get clients, man. Like, deliver like your reputation depends on it, because I mean, it more certainly does. So you're going to have clients within 1 week. I can guarantee you that. Collect feedback, turn it into proof, and then just basically upsell your trial clients to paid clients. Use the feedback to sign more clients. Use the same offer. Remove some parts that you don't want, for example, the free trial, and that's it. That's it. Proof doesn't come before the action, right? Like, it comes from it. So don't expect to have the best case studies before even you can fulfill any paid ads offer, just for example, right? Start with clarity, lead with the structure, and sell people on the conviction. Like, first, make sure you focus on the service, and then everything else starts later. All right, so hopefully now you know how you can sign clients without case studies, without extra any fancy stuff. Now you know the options, and now you can scale this very same offer to your free trial clients, to your new clients, and then leverage that proof all within 7 days. So you're welcome. I'll see you in the next one.